Okay, now we can see, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
sure. Okay. Thank you for telling. Okay.
Yes.
You see over here, we were saying that we will create an application for managing favorites. For that, let's create an object for managing, for storing the favorites which records. Okay. So like table in SQL or something in Salesforce, that is represented by a way of object. So we will create an object. There are some standard objects which Salesforce provides. If you see over here, there is a type field standard object, and you can also identify based on the underscore underscore c. If it is a underscore underscore c appended, so it is a custom object. So for the same thing, let's create our own object which is not present over in Salesforce for our requirement. So I will click on custom object. So this is the layout where I need to fill the details for that particular object. So I will mention the name of that object. I will say favorite. You see over here. Then the plural label would be favorites. And I can write a description to manage book bookmarks and materials. So this is the object to handle that. If you see over here, there is a record name, favorite name. So there are two options. There is a text. This is by default for every object. Salesforce provide a name field which can be a text. You can also have it as an auto number. So if it is an auto number, it will be automatically every time I create a record 001 some sort of this. If I am mentioning A0000 this is the format, and I mention example control C. I'm mentioning that F, suppose favorite. So this is the format if I am mentioning, and if I am mentioning that start from 1. So the first record created would be F hyphen 00001. Then second would be 00002. Third, fourth. In this order, it will be created. The records which we will create will be in this order. So I can have that. I can also use text. So in our case, let's use text where we will write the name of that particular favorite. So if it can be a learning material, so I will write Salesforce learning material, this and all that. Then there are different optional features. If I want this object to be searchable in report or used in reports, then I can allow it. So I am allowing it for report. What is report? We will see in some time. Then allow activities, track field history. So allow activities is activities can be like if we want to create some event, or if we want to create a schedule a meeting, such sort of things are considered under activities in Salesforce. Chatter groups are also there. So I'm taking all these things. We will discuss this afterwards. Then there is two options in development, in deployed. So in development, usually for development perspective, while the object is in development, we mark it as a development, and then once we are sure that it should be deployed, then we mark it as deployed. So for our scenario, I am marking it as deployed only. When this setting is enabled, if you see, users will find the records of this object when they are searched. If I don't click on allow search, this object would not be searchable in the search bar. So we need to allow it. So I'm clicking on allow search. If I want that for this object, I can attach a file, or I can allow a attachment to be done. So I can have a add notes. Then I can click on launch new custom wizard, but I'm not clicking this. This is for if I want to create a tab for this object. For every object to insert data, I need to have some mechanism. For in Salesforce, there is an option of tab through which we can insert data in the objects. So we need to create a tab. We will create it from other means. But now I'm not checking this. I'm clicking on save. So if you see, a new object is created with a name favorite. And if I go to fields and relationship of these objects, so there would be some standard fields provided by Salesforce itself. If you see over here, this name which we have created, there is no underscore underscore c over here. Then created by, last modified by, owner. So who is the owner of this record? Who have created this record? Who is the owner of this record? After, it might be a scenario that you created a record but you want to make owner to another record, another user. So for that, if you see over here, the lookup is for user and group. What is lookup? So for developing relationship between objects or anything, we need to have we have in SQL, we have um, relationship between fields. Okay, primary key, foreign key. So the foreign key concept you can consider over here like a lookup. So there is a lookup. There is also master detail relationship. So these are two types of ways through which we can link one object with another object. So these are automatically created fields. Who created this record? Who last modified this record? Who was the user who last modified this record? And who are the owner of this record? The owner can be the same user, or it can be a group, or it can be another user. So these fields are automatically created by Salesforce. We can have our own custom fields also. So for our scenario, let's create a new field. Up till now, everyone is okay with this, no? We have created an object like a table. We have created a favorite object from a setup. Then we create in that object we provided different details related to that object. That this is the description of that object, for which for what purpose is this being object being created. This is the API name of that object. If you observe, this is appended with underscore underscore C, because this is a custom object which we created. Then this is the singular label, this is the plural label for that object. This object is deployed. Then if we go to fields and relationship, so these are the standard fields which are created for this custom object provided by Salesforce itself. Now if I want to store any other details in this other column, if I want to create, so I will create a new field. So if I click on this, if you see over here, so these are the different types of fields which I can create. I can create a date time field. I can create an email field. If I want to store a location, geolocation, I can create a geolocation type field. I have number, percent, pick list. Pick list is just like drop down. If I want multiple options to be selected in that drop down, I can have a multi-select pick list. Text area, text long text, rich text, time, URL. If I want to store a URL. So as I told that if I want to manage a bookmark or favorite, I might need to store the URL of that favorite. So I'm creating a URL field. For our scenario, I'm creating a URL field. Let's click on next. So we will give the name as URL itself. Then to store URL of, this is not compulsion, but for documentation purpose, it is good to. There is an option over here, always require this value in this field. So if I check this, whenever I will create a record, I need to enter the value for this. If I am not checking this value, it might be a scenario I might not have a URL. I have some attachments, I have some other material. So I don't want to mark this as required. But if you mark this as required, I need to enter the value always to store a record for this. So I'm not marking this as required. I'm clicking on next. Okay. So if you see over here, there is a option field level security for profile. So for now, ignore this. We will consider this in next session. Afterwards, what is this? What is profile? What are different settings over here? So for now, I am making this field visible to all profiles. Clicking on next. If you see over here, there is a page layout, favorite layout. So for every object, by default, the page layout is being created. We can create our own custom page layouts also. So what is a page layout? If I want to gather some fields for different set of users, if I want that some users should see only this field, some users should see only different set of fields, so I can manage that using profiles and page layout. So how can we manage that, we will see in the next session. So for now, consider that the page layout is a way from which we can enter different fields for that object. We can see different fields for that object. So for now, favorite layout, I'm adding this field, I'm clicking on save. Okay, so if you see, we have created a field known as URL, and since this is a custom field, underscore underscore C is appended to that. And these are standard fields provided by Salesforce. There is no underscore underscore C appended to that. Now, and I will create another field. I will create just a text area field to maintain some notes related to that. So I'm clicking on next, text area, notes, notes to maintain, save, next, visible, next, save. So we have created this object favorite where we have created two field notes URL. We will create again another field which would be a type pick list just for drop down. As I said that we will have an importance of that bookmark. So for now I'm clicking pick list, clicking on next. So over here I am mentioning the name of that pick list. So importance, enter the values. So it would be high, high, medium, medium, and low. So restrict the values to this defined set. If I am not restricting this, user can enter any other value also. If I want that, if user have not selected any value, the first value should be a default value. High would be the default value, so I can check on this checkbox. Display the values alphabetically, not in the order entered. So if I want that this should be displayed alphabetically, I can check on this. But if I'm not checking this, it would be shown in this way: high, medium, and low. So I'm keeping it as it is. I'm marking this field as required. If no one selects it, it should be selected always. So it is required. So I'm marking this, and then I'm clicking on next. Next. Save. Done. So we have created a custom object favorite. We have created some custom fields in that object. Now let's create an application app in Salesforce, custom lightning app in Salesforce. Include this, create a tab for this object, and then include that tab in that custom object, custom application. So how to do that and how it will look like? Let's go and do that first. So if I'm going to home, so I need to first create a tab for every object. If I want to take an input, there should be some tab to be created. So for account and this, already the tabs are created by Salesforce itself. For this custom object, we have not created it. Let's create it. So if I will search a tab over here in setup, you see there is an option for tabs. I'm clicked on tabs. So these are custom objects tab. So these are four custom objects tab created. We can create a lightning component tab, visual force tab. So these are related to custom development. If we have, these all are related to custom development. So now we will create a custom object tab for our new. So from the drop down, the our object will be available favorite. We can select a tab style, what we want, any icon. So I am clicking this icon. Then for now I'm to my screen size is visible to everyone, no? Or should I increase the font?
It is visible, sir.
Okay, sure. If anything thing is going fast, you can interrupt me and we can again go back and do that. Okay, just let me know. You can stop me at any point. So to create, I have created this custom tab. I will click on next over here. For now, I am keeping it apply one tab visibility to all profiles. So what is profile and all, we will discuss it a bit later. For now, I am clicking on next. Save. So this, we have created a bookmarks favorite tab. So this tab will be available over here. If we go to setup, let me reload once. I'm clicking on app launcher. Over here, if we see view all, so there is no app present for this because we have not created any app till now. But if you see over here, there would be a, let me search the name, favorites. So the item would be, a tab would be available over here. So if I this tab would be open. So the favorites tab is opened, and from here, if you see, there is an option to click create new. So I can create a new app, and if you see over here, the owner is me. Then there is a favorite name, which is a required field. And if you see over here, the importance is also required field because we have marked importance as required field. If I am not entering the value for this, it will give me an error. Complete this field. Complete this field. And I can set a high importance URL nodes and all this thing. We will do this, but we will let's create an application for us, and then we will add that tab to that application, and then we will, because if you see over here, this is a sales app, and these are different tabs for that app. We don't want this much tabs over here for our app, so we will create a custom app. Just a minute. Setup. So for creating an application, we need to go to app launcher, app manager, search for app manager in setup. Over here in app manager, you need to create a new lightning application. So I'm clicking on new lightning application, the name of that application. So manage favorites. So this is the developer name automatically populated. You can have a color theme over here. We can select different theme also. Let's keep it as it is. The app branding logo. We can, if you see over here, there is a Salesforce logo. We can change this to for our particular application. So I will select some other image if I have upload. Just a minute. Downloads if I have some. Okay, I don't have it now. Okay, let me select such. I'm selecting this for now. Open. So I uploaded this PNG over here. If you see, this is the app. Then manage favorites. I'm clicking on next. So if you see, there is a two options: setup, full setup options, and service setup. So service setup is related to when we want to create an application which would be required for service related things, like when user raises cases, tickets are there, then that ticket is being closed, someone handles that ticket and such sort of thing. For any support related organization or any organization, for their support related features, they can use a service setup feature. For now, we will use the whole feature setup one. Standard navigation only. Console navigation, we will not mark it now. For form factors, we will select desktop and phone. We want this application to be used in phone also. So how it will be work in a phone layout, we will see that also. And then if I don't want that disable and personalization of navigation item in this app, so the if I disable this option, the end user will not have an option to customize its own navigation items. But if I kept it disabled, so at that scenario, user has an option to customize some little bit features related to navigation items. They can also open the temporary tabs for which are not part of that particular application. So we'll keep unchecked only. Then click on next. Over here, I can add a utility function over here. At the bottom, it looks. So for now, I'm not marking this. We can change it afterwards also. Clicking on next. Okay. So here are the tabs which for now for our application there is no tab selected. So I can search for tabs. I will search for favorite. So if you see this is the favorite tab, I will add it by clicking over here. Then I can create a tab from here also. Then I will add a reports tab. We'll see what is it afterwards. Reports tab. Then I will select a dashboard. What is it? We will see a bit later. So favorites, reports and dashboard. These are the tabs which I want for our application. So we have added it. We will click on next. What are the profiles? So just to give an idea for now. So for every user, there is a unique profile. So if a user have a role like of system administrator, so we will have a system administrator profile. So what does profile tells? So profiles tells which objects access do you have, which objects record you can create, what are the permissions a particular user can have. So every user can have a single profile only, and a single profile can be shared with multiple users. There can be multiple system administrators. There can be multiple other users. So we will create, there are different profiles which are provided by Salesforce itself. We can create custom profiles also based on our requirement. And these profiles are assigned, every user has a single profile and a user have a role also. Role is required for role hierarchy purpose. It can be a scenario that a, a user from a down level hierarchy need records need to be accessed by the upper level hierarchy users. For that for that situation, we need to handle this by using a role hierarchy. So we will see that in the second session. But for now, if you see over here, I am giving access to this application to system administrator, because for now the profile from which I have logged in is a user is a system administrator user. So I'm clicking on system administrator. I'm adding this profile to. So only the system administrator user can see the app. Any other user who logs in and search for this application, this application will not be available in the app launcher. So for now, I will making it available for system administrator only. So I'm clicking on save and finish. So our application would be created. The application will be visible over here also. For the setting purpose, we can go and edit it afterwards. So favorites, if you see over here. Manage favorites. Our application is over here. It is a lightning type application. It was created today. And to edit, we can click on edit. It will again open the lightning app builder from where I can manage different options like this. I can change the icon. I can use different things. I can add navigation items again. User profiles can be changed. So these are the options. So for now, I'm going back again. So I'm reloading this, and let's see whether our application is available in the app launcher. So if I click this app launcher, I can search for the application. I can click on view all. So I'm clicking on view all. If you see over here, manage favorites application is there. I can drag and drop it. If it's more application is used more, so I can have it at the up. If you see over here, just drag and drop. And if I click on this, manage favorites, see over here the icon being displayed for that application is different as per our configuration. Then favorites tab is there, reports tab is there, dashboards tab is there. So let's create a favorite for now. So I will just store the URL for this, help article URL for this. Let me copy the URL for a while. Okay. So custom tabs in Salesforce. Just a sample record I am creating. I will add the URL over here. Then I will not select the importance for now. It will give me an error that complete this field. This is important. Again, one more thing. Just well, if I again go back to setup. So this is the article related to custom tab. I have just stored. I am just storing the URL for this article. Mm, just a minute. Oh, favorites. Just storing this URL over here and then clicking on this. Here, if I want that object manager, going to favorites, clicking on this. See, field is in relationship. I'm going to this URL field. Okay, this is okay. I'm going to importance field. So if you see there is since we have marked it required over here. So there is another option that if I want that the favorite should be the this field importance field should be only required for a particular type of user. If I want that it should any other type of user don't need to be need to fill this field. But if it is a system administrator example, if it is a system administrator, then that user should always enter the value for this field. So since we have marked it required for every user, it is required now. But I want this scenario to be done. So what I can do is I can uncheck over here. I will save it and I will on the page layout, if I go to page layout, favorite layout. So this is the page layout what I was talking about. If you see over here, the fields are being shown over here. And on the importance, if you go to the setting point, there is an option for required and read only also. If I want some fields to be shown read only on UI, so I can use that. I will mark required and click on OK. So this field will be required only for the page layouts assigned for a particular profiles. So I am trying to set this value in the way that every user will not require to enter this value. The users which will have this layout to be assigned, if you see over here page layout assignment, so against every profile a layout is being shown. For now every profile is having the favorite layout only, but we can create some other layouts and in that layout we can mark it as unrequired and that we can assign to other profiles, and for system admin we will mark the favorite layout only. So how to create that, we will do it. To do that, I have marked it favorite layout. In that I have marked it as required instead of directly marking it as required. So just a minute, I am marking this field as high, clicking on save. Okay, so I have created this. If I go to a related list, so if you see over here, if I click on, since it is a URL type of field, it will automatically provide me a hyperlink over that. So if I click on this, it will redirect me to the article. If you see over here, so this is the usage of a URL field. It allows us provides hyperlink itself. Then if you see the importance is being marked, who created the record? Akash Wankide created the record. Who last modified the record? I am the only one. Who is the owner of the record? I can change the owner also from here. Then who is, if you see over here, related, I can upload a particular attachment related to that particular record it for now. Just a minute. I will just. mm, For now, I'm at then. So I have attached a file. You can preview that file also. You can download that file. You can share that file. You can create a public link to that file, and you can share that public link to any other user if they want to the access for that. Let me try that public link one. Clicked on public link. No public link created. Create a public link. Create unrestricted public link. Anyone will can view this. If I create this, anyone can have an access if they have the link copy link. If I share this link with any other user, they can access via this file. Control V. So I have opened in incognitive. So if you see, I am having an access to this file. I can download this file since I have created a public link. So this is the usage of file. This is Salesforce file what we have used currently. So closing this, we can download it. We can attach a file to that. Since this is available in the related list because while creating the object, we have checked that notes and attachment to be we have checked the checkbox for notes and attachment. If we have not done this, it would not be available. We can do it afterwards also after object is being created. So this is the detailed layout. Then when I was talking about activity, if you can see a logger call, email, these are activities, new task. If I want to set up an event, if I want to set up a task related to this particular bookmark, I want that I need to study this after some time. I want to set for task, there is no particular, for start, there is only date. For event, there would be time also. So a particular event occur for a particular time period. So I can mention that I need to do this event at this particular time and I will get a notification in my home page. So I can create a new event. Then I have an option to create a task which will be associated to this. So in that task, I can mention the due date when till when this task need to be completed. Is the task completed? Is it in progress? So let's create a task for now. Go through, go through this. Go TH. Due date. Let's skip it. If I want to add some contact related to this custom tabs in Salesforce, this is the favorite item. Assign to whom do I need to assign this task? I can select any other user also. For now, I will set it as not started or in progress. Click on save. So you can see the task is being shown over here. It need to be completed till 5th November. So if there are any other task, it would be go in the this manner. And I can create an email. So this is because of that. Then related details is there. So we have created a custom app. We have created custom object. We have added that. We have created a tab for that object. We have added that tab in that custom application, which is manage favorite. We have added reports and dashboard tab. We will see this a bit time in some time. But if you see over here, I have created a record, and this record is being shown over here. Custom tabs in Salesforce. This is known as list view. The view which you have seen is known as list view. So in this list view, just only favorite name is being shown. But if I want that, there is an option all. If I want select on this, only favorite name is being shown. But if I want that any other field which is important for a user's perspective while seeing the list, uh, if I want to add that, I can add it from this setting. Edit list filters, select fields to display. So if I select on this, so only favorite name is being shown. If I want that importance, it also should also be added. So I can add an importance field over here. If I want URL to also be shown, I can add it over here. I am clicking on save. So this fields will also be shown in this UI. You can adjust it. If there are, let's create another record for sample record sample 2. I'm not adding some URL. Sample 2 record. I'm adding medium. Save. So another record is being created. If I go to favorites, all, you see recently viewed. If I click on all, so this record is also being shown. Okay, so all these records which we create, we can filter it based on a list view using list view. Recently viewed as shown here using recently viewed. All is shown in this way, and you can create your own also. So to create your own list views, here currently it is a all one. If we want all the records, let me create one more record, sample 2. To medium. So I have created sample 1 and sample 2, two favorites which are with medium priority, and I want only to view only those which are from medium 1. So I can create my own list view. So to create a list view, there is an option to create new. If I click on new, I will give the name as medium importance favorite. Important favorite. I have given this name. Who can see the list view? Can all users see this list view? So I can share it. If I want that the list view should only be visible to a group of users, I can use this option. For now, I will select all users. Click on save. So the list view has been created. I will close this. This is the filter option. So from this, I have an option to add filter over here. If you see, I will select importance equals to medium. So I have set a filter criteria, clicked on done. I can add more filter criteria. I can have a custom bit logic also over here, that or and sort of thing. If I want, I can do that using this. Then I will click on save. So if you see over here, the records are being filtered based on the sample 2. I have created both with the same name. So if you see over here, these are the records which I have created with the importance medium. I can edit this, save. So up till now, what we have seen is we have created a custom application, manage favorites. We have seen what is a list view. So list view is used for displaying the records, list of records based on some custom criteria if we want, and to display different fields at a glance from where the user can do different activities. Manage, if you see over here, if I want to change the owner of all this, so I have an option to click on change owner. So all the users owners can be changed at a time. So multi-select can be done, and the user I can select. For now, I will search for Akash only. If you see Akash is present, any other user, there is test user is there or not? Yes, test user is there. So I can change the user to test user, and the whichever email is being mentioned in this test user will get a notification that these records are assigned to you. So I can change the owner. So till now we have done this. Now let's consider a scenario that I want a email to be triggered to a user when a particular high importance bookmark is being created, just for a notification. So for that scenario, what I can use is Salesforce provide a functionality known as process builder. So let's use that. So how to use that? Just home process builder. Process. So I want a business process. This is a business scenario, business process that uh, for particular criteria, a email need to be triggered. So for that I will create a process. So I'm clicking on new. So this is process builder. I will give the name trigger email for high importance bookmarks. When does this process start? When a record changes, whenever platform event is, if I want that one process to be called by another process, I can use this. Platform event is another topic in Salesforce through which huge amount of data can be um, get into Salesforce. Using platform event, we can have a notifications, push notifications functionality being implemented in Salesforce. So that is the use. But now for now, we will select whenever a record is changed, clicked on save. So this is just a drag and drop function way. If you see, this is the process builders layout where you can add an object, a single object can be added over here. So I will search for the object, which object favorite. So I want a process to be built on favorite object. So I clicked on favorite. So when do I need this uh, process to be triggered? Only when the record is being created or when the record is created or edited. So based on that, I need to select. So if I want that for the first time, if high importance is being created and then only the email should be sent. So that is a scenario. It can be a scenario where whenever it is created and whenever someone changes the importance from medium to high or something like that, in that scenario also I want that the email to be triggered. So I will click on when a record is created or edited. I will click on save. After that, I will add a criteria. So if I click on add criteria, so check it, high importance. Here, well, you can write a custom formula. You can have a conditions over here. No criteria. Just if I want no criteria, I just want to execute. I can click on this. But for us, the criteria is if the field is clicking on importance, choose equals pick list. Value is high. If there are multiple conditions, then I can check for all any custom logic and or sort of thing. For now, we have just only single condition. I'm clicking on save. So whenever this condition is being matched, so it will only come in this part only if the importance of the particular bookmark or favorite created is high, then only. And I can have an immediate action. Click on add. So what action I can have? Email alerts, flows, create a record. If I want another record to be created based on this logic, if I want some custom notifications to be sent, if I want to update another record, if I want to send this record for approval, there is a concept of approval process in Salesforce that for some scenarios there can be opportunities or something which needs approval from the higher authority. Then only this thing code can be sent, then only something can be done, bill can be sent. Such scenarios we can send that record for automatic submit for approval concept. But for now we can post to chatter. There is an option of flows. What is flow? It is just like a process builder, but it is a more complex way from which we can build some. We can have a loop also in flow. We can build a assignment logic. There are some bit more important things which are provided by flows which are not present in process builder. Then we can create a record. We can call a apex. If we want a custom logic to be run in this scenario, we can have a custom logic. We can call a custom class, apex class. Then for us, we will select email alerts. So action name, send email to send email. So there is no email alert currently created. We need to create an email alert for that. Let's create one. Create one. Open in new tab. Okay. So I will create a new email alert. Over here, I need to select high importance, favorite, created, just on description. Then a unique name will be auto created. For which object do I want this alert to be created? So I want this alert to be created for favorite object. So I will select the favorite object over here. Then which email template do I want? So, so what is a email template? So when an email will be triggered, then I want some thing message to be sent. I want some custom logic to be written in that email also. So for that scenario, I will create a email template. So let's first create an email template and then use that email template over here. Just a minute. Process builder setup. Email template. Lightning email template. So I will create a new template. I can, whenever the email is being sent, I can have different options. If I want a custom code to be there, so I can use a Visual Force page in which there can be a coding being done. I can have a custom styling and all. I can use that. If I want simple HTML sort of thing, I can use HTML. If I want a email with just a classic header sort of thing, I can use this. For now, I am using text only. Clicking on next. So you see the email template name. I will give it like email for favorites with high importance. IMP. Subject. What subject to be sent to the user? So I will just create high importance favorite created. Then what can be the, so high, I can have the username, or I will have a high user for now. High, I will have a custom text high importance. Email is high importance. Favorite is created. Or we can give some details also. So thanks and regards. Regards for now. Team favorites. So if I want that, I want to display some values from my created record. The record which is created, I want to show value related to that. So for that purpose, you can go to this. There is an option of bookmark is there, favorites. I'm selecting favorites field. Select the field. There are different fields which I can show. So if I want that, what is the nodes related to that. So I will copy this merge field syntax. If I put this over here, while when the email will be sent, the value for that favorite nodes field will be replaced over here. So this is known as merge field syntax. Nodes. Then I can show the importance. Already we know that it is a high importance field, so I will not use that importance field. But after that, I can use a URL also. Control C. URL. Merge field syntax. Adding this URL. I will also use name field. Name. Where is the name field? Favorite name. So this is copy. So these are the fields. Name is there, and anything else. I can have owner's full name. Who is the owner of this record? I can have owner's full name. So owner. Okay. So this is the email template for now we have created. It will just send high importance favorite is created. The name of the favorite notes, if any, entered over there, URL, owner, and just this much text. So this, while this email is sent, these values will be replaced with the actual values of that particular record. So I'm clicking on available for use. You need to be checked this. If you are not checking this, you cannot use it in the while using it over here. So I'm clicking on this. I'm clicking on save. So our email template is being created. If it is not checked, you need to remember, you need to check this value. Then only it will be used, can be used. So over here, if I search for email template, what is the name of that template? It's email or favorites. Control C. This is the lookup field. Over here, if you see, this is the lookup option. So this is known as lookup. I'm searching for this, look for this. So I got this. I have selected this template. Then who will be the recipient of this email alert? Who will be the recipient of this email alert? So for that, I have different options. I can send this mail to just the owner of this record. So this is the best option because whoever is the owner, he will get that he have created this record. So for now, we will create this, and I have selected that owner. But you can also have other users also. So user, you can add the different other users. I have 4 users in my this developer org. Only these users are being shown. But if there are multiple users, you can add some users from that. You can also email addresses to be notified, just like CC, the carbon copy. So in the same way, you can mention that additional emails over here. They will also get that, and make this address default from no. We do not want to make it. So for now, favorite owner. So we have created this. We can edit this afterwards also. I am clicking on save. So we have created an email alert. That email alert can be used in the process builder now. So is it visible? What is the name of that alert? Email alert. Control C. Will it be shown now? Let me check. Favorite created. So I'm selecting this, the email alert, save, save. So over here, whenever, what is this? So this is a process on favorite object, and on that favorite object, whenever the field favorite importance is high, at that scenario, it will trigger an email to the owner of that particular record. We can also add some other filter criteria. If I add this, I can also have multiple filter criteria. If it is false, what should be done? So this, all this processes we have written over here. So we have written this process, but this will not work till we activate it. So we need to activate this process. Let's activate it. If I click on activate, the activating this, if there are other versions of this particular process, it would be deactivated, and only the current version which we have activated will be activated. So it gives that. So for now we have only one version. So I have clicked on this. So done. So we have created this process. Let's test our process, whether it is working or not. So for testing it, close it. For testing it, and app launcher, favorites. I want to create a record, new. Issues index for now. This is the URL for that. You want no issues. Importance is high. Click on save. So it should trigger an email. So if we go over here, If you see, I have received an email. So high importance, favorite is created. The name of that is issues index, known issues. The URL is being there. The owner of that is being there mentioned. So this is the way we can trigger an email to the user using email alert, email template, and process builder. To write this process, it was just a point and click way. We have added our object, we have just added. So whatever Salesforce suggests, that whatever feature we want to implement, try to implement using standard functionality, but there can be a bit more complex logic. In that scenario, go to coding. So for that, the Salesforce support Apex, then Lightning framework. There is a Aura framework in Lightning. Then there is Lightning Web Component. There is Visual Force. There are so many things. Apex triggers. If I want to write a trigger on a particular object, before after insert, before after update, before after delete, such sort of scenarios we can consider. So it's all about how we want to develop a functionality. If it can be developed using a standard functionality, its first preference should be that. But if it is not achievable using that, you can use a custom component. You can create that and you can integrate that. For example, just a minute. So if I go to this app, if you see over here, this is a custom component being created. If I'm entering some value over here, file input, so you can see this value is automatically being binded over here. So this is a custom component created, and this custom component is added in this dashboard layout. So I can use edit page over here on the setup. For every page, there is an edit page option for a system admin only. So here, if you see, this is a custom component which I have added. This component was added. If you see over here, there are different custom components being shown over here, sample component. So if I want to add this sample component, this is also a custom component being created. So I can drag and drop over here in this layout. Just a minute, where is it? So this sample component is being added. So these are custom components which I have created. I can use that also. Salesforce provides its own components also. If I want to add a report charge, reach, text, visual force, so I can use that too. If I'm using this, I want to drag and drop over here, reach text. And I want to add some rich text over here. So just hi user for now. Welcome. Let me write welcome. Control A, Control V. So just a rich text is being added over here. Save. I'm activating this. So once this is activated, okay, then close. So if you see here, the component we have created extra another component which is added over here. Then if you see over here, I have added a rich text area which is also included in this. So we can have a custom coding also. We can have a standard features can be used of Salesforce. So this is all about what we wanted to cover in this session. But in the further session, we will cover reports, dashboard, and other features of Salesforce. So up till now, if you have any queries, you can ask me. Hello, guys. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello. Up till now, whatever we have
Hello.
discussed, do anyone have any queries?
Don't have any queries.
Okay, okay, sure.
Uh,
So, should we take a break or
okay. We will take the break and join up to.
at 2? Yes. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sure, sure.
And thank you to all the participants. All the participants are requested to join for the next session at 2 o'clock. Thank you.